Hey guys, we're back. Our third video. Thank you so much for watching our first two. This has been a fun, interesting journey of doing these videos, and today's conversation is a little uncomfortable to talk about on camera, and
It's actually what we talk about. Well, no, we just have these like interesting talks all the time, but it's kind of weird to record it.
yeah. So today's topic is our thoughts and views and opinions on sex. Good old sex. So it might be a little awkward, so just bear with us.
And like,
It'll be interesting though.
sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
So,
don't do that again.
so, like these thoughts, like we just always bounce ideas off each other, and they're just like thoughts. They're ideas. They're not concrete for us, and they can evolve over time, and then they can continue to evolve again and again. But yeah, so we'll get into it.
Yeah, we wrote down a few questions, just like topic starters, conversation starters, and
Of
hopefully we
things that
don't-
we've like talked about in the past.
yeah, hopefully
that we
don't
think are
seem
interesting.
Too like robotic. We want to make it like a good flow. So, all right, go ahead.
So,
First
okay.
question.
So how do you feel about sex before marriage?
I'll let you lead that one off because you're more opinionated about that one than I am.
I think it's good
How so?
to have sex before marriage.
Or why?
I just don't think. I think it's good if it's good for you, if that makes sense. Like, I just don't think there should be shame around sex before marriage.
There's not a one size fits all for anything in life. So
Like, I
sex
think
should
if
be
someone
included.
met someone and they felt safe to have sex with them, and they had sex with that one person for the rest of their life, and that's what works for their sex life, I'm not like, oh, how do you know you should try the Corvette out before you buy it? Like, that's not like my personality. But I also feel like it's like sex can be a liberating thing, and you can learn so much about yourself through sex, and you can learn so much through sex, that to put this whole umbrella and like this illusion around this very natural thing that it's like shameful and you should feel a certain type of way about yourself if you do have sex, instead of looking at it as like a learning, growing, evolving experience.
And the reality is, it's not looked like that way for everyone. It's mostly women. So as a man, I honestly don't recall hearing don't have sex. It's like,
Before marriage?
yeah. Like
You never were
honest-
told to like wait, be celibate and wait for marriage.
Maybe, but honestly, like I was a very like
I didn't know that.
I wasn't I didn't seek out sex like that. And I'm the
Yeah, but how would your
the
family
exception.
know that? How would the like adults in your world know that if you were sexual or not?
They wouldn't.
Yeah, so like shouldn't it be like the same message across the board? Like, why is it different for women and not for men? Like, why is it valuable for women to keep their flower, and like men, it's like it won't hurt men if they're sexually active? Like, why is it?
Because at the end of the day, and we've talked about this, it does not change a man's life. Like, at the end of the day, a man can impregnate a woman and move on about his life like he never did. And so that's why the message is so geared towards women, because it does change a woman's life. Whether you have the baby or you don't have the baby, it still changes your life. So it's
because your womb is sacred, is
Exactly.
what you're saying.
exactly.
So you're saying that this is like more of a scare tactic to protect the woman from like a scary thing, like
Yeah.
your womb having a child outside of marriage, which
Yeah.
can hurt her, like making sure you have sex with someone you trust. But like another thought to like on top of that is like marriage for love is a new concept in the bigger scheme of like life. So it's not like to protect a woman from a bad guy, because women were property and our wombs were property. So telling a woman to not have sex before marriage was just so that I wouldn't have a baby with tainted property, yeah. So that I wouldn't have a baby with a son of someone who my father didn't care for and didn't want to do business with, because now we're joining our families. Whoa, I never thought about that before, and it's like, what bullshit is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, wow. So that's literally where sex before marriage probably originated, is all
our opinion of where sex before marriage originated.
I know, but we said at the beginning of this is just an open flow, letting thoughts bounce off, and this is like what we always do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't like that. Like, because it takes so much away from the woman. It takes so much liberty and freedom away from the woman. If a woman is liberated through sex or gains like sensuality is such a beautiful thing, I personally believe. So it's like you're taking that away from women, and the only good for her vagina is through, like, for the man and it being about him. But I do feel like there's validity and, like, your sexual energies can, like, attach to each other, or, like, it can cause harm, or, like, like, there's validity in it too, in, like, obviously pregnancy and disease. Like, I think, like, I do believe there's validity in that, but I just, like, think, like, some of it is trash to, like, shame a woman. For sure. Do you want to, like, dive into that more, or you want?
I think that's we expressed ourselves on that one.
Okay. Do you think monogamy is natural? Do you think it's natural to sexually stay with one person for the rest of your life?
It kind of ties into the second one too, so we'll touch on that in a sec. But is monogamy natural? Our honest opinion is no.
I know. Like, that's a scary thing. That's a scary reality, is to think, like, we're all human, and to not let us be human is like...
We're in the animal kingdom. There's very few animals. There are animals out there, but there are very few monogamous animals.
And not that I would be okay with having an open relationship, but I think it's, like, naive, or it does an injustice to ourselves to not let us be human and say, like, that's a possibility. Or, like, to say, like, what if we're 50 and, like, we're not the best sexual partners for each other? Or 10 years down the road.
Right.
Like, what if, like, this is what's best for us now, but to close a door on ideas, like, for your relationship, I think is not healthy. Because it's like, it can always be you.
And it's a breeding ground for resentment too. Like, you forcing yourself to stay with someone because of this belief in monogamy, and you're only supposed to be with them.
And then you're miserable because you hear that all the time about, like, different, like, women and men that are bored with their sex lives in their marriage. They're bored. And I think sex is, like, essential for, like, an essential part of life. Yeah, like, good sex. But I don't know. Because I feel like there's value in, like, choosing to love you over and over and over again, and, like, exploring. I think the biggest part about monogamy is having these honest conversations. So if Ronald was, like, to one day say, like, I'm having these lusts or these feelings, for him to be able to come to me with that. If he can't come to me with that, he's gonna eventually, like you said, resent me or cheat. We can't come up with a solution together if you can't come to me in the first place, because you know that my reaction will be like, boom, 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 you know, screw you, da 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 da. How could you not love me? If I put my ego ahead of your, like, honesty, and I just, like, am, like, attacking that or insecure, then you can't be human, and that's not fair. because that could be you. That could be you at the end of the day. And then we could find a solution together where we can stay monogamous, or we can open the conversation for, like, where do we go from here? What's our next step? So, like, if your body is going through a hormonal change that's out of your control, you can still choose me, but to have an open conversation, that's like...
Some would say that it's not outside of my control, though. Like, I'm a fully matured adult being, and I should have control over my mind. And
you cannot cheat on me, and that can be in your control, but you can't control what hormones are changing in your system that cause your brain to be triggered. That's like, just like, it is what it is. And like when I turn 50 and I hit menopause, I don't know who I'll be then. I don't know what human sexually I will be at 50 years old. And you're going to have to go through that change with me. And we're going to have open conversations over and over and over again to figure out, what does this mean? What if we stop having sex? What if I lose my libido? What if my libido spikes and, like, goes through the roof and your libido's down? Like, that's just, like, part of life. That's, like, being honest with yourself.
Yeah, I think it is a gray area in monogamy. There's lots of good things that come along with monogamy, like having a two-parent household. There's science that comes with having a two-parent household and how that develops a child's brain, but it also has its downsides, like we said before, and the resentment factor and you know, just marrying for... So, I mean, nowadays I feel like people just get married just to say they're married, and it has nothing to do with, like, an actual...
That ain't got nothing to do with us. We ain't got to talk connection. About that. That ain't got nothing to do with us.
Okay,
we don't got to speak negatively on other people's marriage.
That's true, you're right.
I don't know them.
Keep it positive around here.
I just know what I know.
Alright, go to the next one.
Okay, so...
Like I said, it kind of ties into...
To bounce off of that, do you think jealousy is taught or a natural instinct?
It's an innate thing that you're
innate thing that you're born with. Which you, in the past, have said you think jealousy is taught.
I go back and forth.
Because it's like, it could be an innate thing that's natural, because to keep the family because like it could be to, like, don't trust other people to keep, because, like, if we were animals, we'd have our tribe as humans, our tribe, and that you keep everything out to protect us, keep us safe. That could be an instinctual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be taught through media.
It could be taught
or religion.
A lot of
or
things,
like whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it could be taught through culture. I don't know.
Okay, reason that I think that jealousy is not an instinctual thing is because all jealousy stems from insecurity.
Okay, so if we were secure and then you were to have a connection with another woman,
that would not affect you at all, and I don't think that it would. I don't think that I would give off vibes to that other woman that I am intimately attracted to.
But what if you are intimately, like that? Like, let's go there.
Okay.
Let's say, like, I'm
married to you and I have an intimate attraction to another woman?
Yeah.
What do you mean by intimate? Like sexual?
Yes. And just connection. Like, just like you respect her, you admire her, and you would have sex with her if we weren't married. Like, say we weren't married, that is someone else that you would be like, yeah, I vibe with you.
Yeah.
And, like, on levels.
I think that's just a maturity level. Like, you have to know yourself, for one.
Like, can I be honest?
The woman that you're dealing with, for two.
Can I be honest? I feel like if I wasn't married to you, Anna Cotton at 27 years old would be vibing with other people. Like, you're not the only person out in the world, but I deliberately put myself in don't put myself in situations to even grow connections with other people. To stay monogamous. Because that's what I'm taught, or I guess because that's our relationship. Like, I
Is that
I
a
don't know if
relationship, or is
I
that-
don't know if I would have sex with other people if it wasn't taught to me, or because I wouldn't like it if you had sex with somebody else. I would be jealous.
Exactly. Is that your relation? Is that our relationship, or is that your personality? Because
my
I feel
per-
like I can have many friendship connections with women and never think of having sex with them.
I can have friendship connections with other men, but I know that I could have sexual attractions to other men and connections too. But I just don't put myself in a scenario to get to a level where I'd connect with somebody else. Like, no, I don't even open up to other
Well, that's
guys.
what I'm saying. Is that out of respect for me,
Yes.
or is that out
And
of
us, in our
fear of
connection?
What your personality or how you?
Well, there's
Would-
so much to that. There's
Yeah.
so much to that. One, you're one person that I trust with my body and myself and my desires and my wishes and my thoughts and my feelings and everything. And it would be hard to get to a level to trust somebody else like that. I'd have to spend a lot of time with them to get there, to reach what we have. But and there's not enough time in the day because I like being next to you all the time.
You know, but the excitement in the moment, or
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like I deliberately would not text another guy or not. I intentionally don't even allow
true,
it to,
'cause-
like, I don't let something grow. Like,
Yeah.
I intentionally don't have other guys' phone numbers and, like, text them. I don't let things grow. And I'm like, if this jealousy thing wasn't in the picture, and what you're saying is true, the whole insecurity, like, it's based off of insecurity. If you were so secure in our relationship, if our connection was just exclusive to just us, and I was a free human, and I got to build connections and boom, 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 where I pleased, like, could I, if that was just, like, not in my brain that I'm supposed to be only connected to you, I feel like I would enjoy talking to other people, and I would enjoy, like, getting to know more people and stuff. And then I don't know where that would grow. And would sex be in that picture? Possibly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't even allow that to, like, even, like, get an inch to know. Like,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, just like I know you don't. Like, I know you don't, like,
Yeah, and
even
it's-
let
but it's
another
not-
woman close to you.
And that's not it may be an intentional
Like a
thing.
subconscious thing?
Yeah, like I'm not like mindfully like don't give her my number, don't text her, don't blah 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 blah. It's just like I never even would have the desire to text another woman while I'm laying or talking to you or whatever. Like I would never have that desire to even do that. So I don't think that's a insecurity or
I think for me, I like knowing people deeply.
yeah.
And so it's fun for me. Not fun like in a weird way, but like I love it. Like it brings joy to me to like
actually know you.
actually know someone. So like with other men, I don't let myself even have those relationships. I don't have close. And like I could have a relationship without. I'm not saying a relationship with a man equates to sex involved too. I'm just saying like, what if I grew this like
'cause you
trusting
have
bond with?
relationships with men.
Yeah, but I'm saying what if I like? But I still cut it off. I still cut it off to a certain level.
Yeah.
And I'm saying if I didn't cut it off, would sometimes I trust another man with my body and my sex and everything? I don't know. I'm saying I don't know because I don't even allow it. But is that natural? Is that
What is
natural to?
like-
Is that natural? I'm saying like, is that instinctual to like protect our herd, our like me, you, and the kids, and
Yeah.
like,
I think-
is that like a thing that like it's in our human DNA to do so that we protect our family and then like it can grow,
I
or
think
is
it's
that
just
a
like the
jealousy
first
thing
question
taught?
I think it's just like the first question that we asked, and you said it's good if it's good for you. It's like, okay, not every human has the same traits or same mindset that we have.
Yeah.
So it will be different. I'm sure there's many relationships out there that have the woman, in the relationship that has male companionship and male partnerships and don't have sex with them, or I don't know if they think about having sex with them. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I just
like,
think it's human to think about having sex with with other humans.
yeah.
like on the male and the woman spectrum, it's like, but like what's interesting about this conversation is I like literally stop myself. I'm like, nope. But it's like if we had this culture where it was free, would I stop myself? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then what are
is
the
that
adverse effects of that though? Like, like
could I get really hurt, or would it hurt you, or could I? Yeah, because like obviously thinking about just in general relationships before us, this is the best thing I've had, so I like want to keep that. But it's like I've been hurt a lot, and I've been okay a lot though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have relationships like me and you have talked about where I had sex with people and we had a general respect for each other, and I don't hold this like icky feeling for having sex before you. I don't hold this like, I don't feel this shame of like, and there's some people I do, and I think that so that's what I think the bigger thing is having respect and trust in each other, and that connection is more important than monogamy itself. I think the energy behind the sex is the bigger picture. Why are you having sex? Is it because you have issues and you're instead of being a drug addict, you're a sex addict, and like you're in?
Or is it because you're 17 and all of your friends around you
are doing it, so you feel pressured?
Whoa, I want to see what. Yeah.
Or is it because you're just two adults that have a great connection and respect, and so you have sex? So then that's what I'm saying. Like in those situations, I don't think like, ew, you shouldn't do that, because I think like I've learned through having great sex with you and our connection that ours didn't take away from the connection I had with that other person. It doesn't, it's just two separate things, and it was a part of my past, and I'm grateful for, and then I moved forward and I found this, and this is where I'm at right now. And that just is, and I don't feel like it should be anything different. Which in a lot of religions and cultures, it should be. I should feel awful.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to save the last one for a different video.
Do you want to really dive into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so hope we weren't too awkward in our conversation.
I don't think, well, I don't know. We're super open, and some people are like, ah.
Yeah.
So, wow, how could you say that?
So if you liked the video though, please like below, subscribe to us. We're going to be releasing, we're going to try to record either every week or every other week.
And keep diving into different subjects.
And if you guys have any subjects that you want us to talk about, or you want to ask us questions or anything, just leave them in the comments, and we will look through there, and we will try our best to record the videos of whatever you guys are interested in hearing from us.
Okay, cool.
All right. Bye, guys.